One of those rare nights where UFC and Bellator were going head-to-head. The Bellator main event winner was that woman, Cris Cyborg, who pulled off something that never has been done before. She is now someone who can say that she won the Strikeforce belt, the Invicta belt, the UFC belt, and now the Bellator 145-pound title. She defeated Julia Budd via TKO. It was vintage Cyborg in her adopted, backyard, so to speak, in Southern California. And you see her right here joining us via the magic of Skype. Cris, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations. Parabéns.
Thank you, Ariel. Thank you for having me here. I'm really happy, we have a blessed Saturday, and they bring the belt to home, and I'm just very happy.
Yeah, and I see that you're wearing a Los Angeles Lakers jersey. I saw you wearing the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar jersey on Saturday, which was a great touch. Of course, everything changing on Sunday. I know you live in Orange County, right? And I believe Kobe Bryant lived there as well. I'm just curious, what is the mood like in Orange County today? Are you able to sort of identify what people are feeling over there right now?
You know how's crazy. We have the idea. The idea is using the jersey because Kobe always uses the jersey when he's gonna be final NBO finals. Use the jersey, people, the players, big names, and just for give the opportunity to share the names. And I feel very happy because I wear the Lakers colors and he's play with Laker colors and and this is Saturday. I was really sad. I still sad about what's happening. He's a big example. He's the real champion inside the playing games and big athlete, and he's a champion outside too. He's helped a lot of communities in Brazil. He's helped here in LA when he did the work with the homeless. I have him like an example, and we need athletes like this. It's very sad what's happening, and but I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing, and then I'm just thankful that I did the fight before for the jersey colors and represented him and as big examples. For sure, it's gonna be a lot of people's hearts.
Mm. Considering everything that you went through last year, the ups and downs, and even your run in the UFC, would it be fair to say that maybe this particular title victory is more special than any of the other ones in the past?
I feel like God's so amazing. I was so happy at the fight because I lost my belt, my title at four, and I got another belt there. I feel like God to do everything for one reason. He knows my heart. He knows how I was feeling fighting UFC. I was my heart not happy. I was not motivated, and God saying, Chris, you're gonna have to. I have to make you. You're gonna lose a fight, and you're gonna have the new chapter for your life. And he's back to the same place, and then I'm doing your champion again, and I'm very thankful. If it never happened something at the form of Amanda Nunes, I was never gonna be Bellator champion. I'm in a place I have a respect and happy, and I work happy with the people around me is amazing.
What's the difference, at least for you right now, after you've now done one full, fight with them between Bellator and UFC?
I think the camp, the camp, and I have any problem. Scott Walker very polite, very respectful. All the athletes over there, and not try manipulate the media against me. Want to work together with the fighters. You can see treat every fighter the same way. There's no have a game. No have game. They talk about you. No have game. You speak. You have a word. You say something, and then it happen. And this is the most important for me. There's not even a money problem. It's the respect. This is the first thing. And God bless me a lot of this contest Bellator. Uh, very, very, very different to the UFC.
Saturday night, was that your first time back at the Forum since the Nunes fight, or did you ever go there for another fight?
No, it's 1 year.
Wow.
I'm on the Nunes, and then. But when I was there, I went to arena. I remember every single moment. I remember when I lost the fight. I remember I get out the cage. I feel release. I remember every month people look at me crazy because I'm doing interview after they lost.
Yeah.
After 14 years undefeated, people look at me like, oh, she's crazy. But I was not sad. I was in my heart. I was not sad that time. And and to see how's it work. I was not sad because God have another plan for me. Bring me back there and to get a Bellator belt.
When you lost that fight, was that already in the back of your mind? Like, oh, now that I'm not a champion, I'm no longer tied to the organization. Perhaps this now opens the door for me to eventually move on. Is that why you were? Because I remember asking you about this. Like, wow, you're handling this so well. Usually, when someone loses for the first time in so long, they're down, they're depressed, they don't want to talk about it. You seem perfectly content.
I was not happy. I was don't know why. I don't know why does that happen. You lose, you win. I was don't know why. But I one thing I was not feel sad in my heart. I didn't feel sad in my heart. I feel I not. And then I knew something good come from that thing. And everybody saying, but I knew. And then, okay, if I was still champion in UFC, I was never gonna have the opportunity to leave. And I was not happy there. I was not motivated to train. I was not happy. And I was gonna have to work not happy. And okay, I have to lose. I lose that title, yes, but and now I'm at one place. I'm happy. I feel wake up happy. I don't have any problem. Just focus on training. Continue doing. Have nobody damage my legacy. Nobody lying about me. Show people who I'm not, who I am, and then this is nice thing.
That ending was great. I mean, the flurry at the end, it truly was vintage Cris Cyborg. But I'm wondering, Julia, was she tougher than you thought that she would be? Did she last longer than you expected?
Nah, I was training for the 5 rounds. I knew Julia, it's stuff because she's 8 years undefeated. She's the real 145 pounds, 8 years undefeated. And I show really respect for her, train really hard. I did it. This fight, I love this fight because I can show a lot of things. Uh, I usually don't do in the fight, and people can see a little bit about Cyborg. I feel like this is new era, new era for me. And I did my camp again at the South Africa, and Rich Guam's amazing coach, have an amazing team over there, and then helped me put together my MMA. He showed me drills I usually do, but for me focus more from can do in the fight, and they put together. This is really helping for the great performance to the fight this Saturday.
Are you going to continue doing your camps in South Africa? It seems to be working well. Do you like that setup?
Yes, that team's my family now. I love each person over there. Then very nice, very humble people, and you're gonna see a lot of fighters from that gym at the Bellator for sure. And then motivate me. They motivate the time I really need, and it's my family now. I love them for sure. I go back there. I love being over there. I already make friends and Ryan, the kids. I have a lot of connections. Live over there, and it's gonna be amazing.
A lot was made of the fact that you could be the highest paid female fighter in the history of the sport. Did you make more money on Saturday night than you ever have before?
I did some. I'm not saying I make money when I fought some card, John Jones and some card, but for sure I make my money any option UFC gave me before I leave.
Okay, so you're happy. And how many fights did you sign for? Could you tell us that?
I know fights. I don't believe I signed the fights. I signed the time here.
Oh, okay. So years?
Yes.
How many years?
I don't know if I can allowed to say.
Why not? What's the big deal? I know how Stephen Curry signs for this much. Kevin Durant signs. I'm just talking about. I'm not talking about the numbers. I'm talking about the years.
I think we did it 2 years.
Okay.
2 years.
But would it be fair to say you want to end your career with Bellator?
Yes, I want to end my career in Bellator.
Okay.
Sure.
How quickly do you want to return now?
I don't know. When Scott is tell me, I think they maybe didn't have a plan. When I'm not having any injury, I feel healthy. I just wanna enjoy a little bit my family, and I come back to work soon. Then want to fight again.
Who do you think makes sense for you next?
The one thing very nice Bellator have a lot of girls.
Yeah.
A lot of girls to fight, and no, I don't like to call out any girls. This is my amazing team now. Look, everybody's so happy. And then and I love the colors. It's amazing. Guys want to be jersey, Chris. cyber shirts, gold and purple. You can go on my website. I love this color, man. I love it.
It's
And
amazing.
then yes, I don't like to pick the names, Ariel, but have a lot of girls in the Bellator. It can be exciting fight. Arlene can be Katzengano. Have a lot of girls over there. I can fight.
What do you think of the idea of I feel like the Zingano fight is the biggest fight, but what do you think of the idea of her getting an immediate title fight? Or do you think she should win one fight in Bellator and then, if that goes well, then fight you?
Zingano, she's a amazing athlete. She's the girl beat Amanda Nunes. It's gonna be a perfect match if this happens. I don't know how she feel, how she's ready to fight back. But she's gonna be great challenge because she's the girl beat Amanda Nunes.
Recently, I was alerted of a relationship that you developed in South Africa with that young boy who is battling cancer, and I think you just referenced him. And what you've done as far as philanthropy over the last couple of years is really amazing with Justin Wren's foundation. And I know you do things all the time in Brazil with the children's hospitals. I was just wondering how that young boy was feeling, if you had an update from him, and I don't know if you knew whether or not he watched the fight on Saturday.
I talked to his mom before my fight, and he's very well. He's in hospital, and then he's doing chemo, and he's sick. He's cannot talk to me, make video for me, and I was touched very emotional before the fight. I fight that night for him, and then I did promise him I was gonna bring the belt for him, and I will bring to him. And but I make one video for him. His mama told him about the fight, and he's watching a little bit of the fight, I think. And yeah, but we get a connection. That kid is touched my heart a lot, and he's came for touching a lot of people around him. And I'm just excited. I want to make excited to go over there and show the belt for him and spend the time with him. And because man, he's an amazing kid.
You just met him while you were swimming, right?
Yes, I was reading. I was reading all the time, and when I stay in the pool, I was not usually jump in the pool, just reading, and then all the time he's watching me, see what I'm doing, sit around me, and I was reading, 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 and he asked me for enjoy the pool with him, and I said, man, how's I gonna say no for him? And then we start a friends relationship, we together, and then we go to the pool. All the time he's bringing candy for me when he see me. I started going for him when he's doing treatments between my trains, and we started building a great relationship. And his family didn't know who I am before, and I told them what I do for work, and and then it's funny because when I did my weight 140, I always have something with people need the help of the cancer, and then after that I make 140 the first time catch weight because then I help I'm a mother god in one hospital in Brazil, the kids cancer. It's I feel like we have to fight for the people those cannot fight, and this I'm doing a fight. And when I met Ryan, I knew it's one God's sign, help him and continue doing my journey.
By the way, speaking of weighing, 143.8. You don't usually weigh that low for 145. What should we make of this?
I was feel great, and then I have the opportunity. I wake up in the weight, and then people say, "I want to drink water and eat something." I say, "No, no, I just gonna wait," and then I just go low a little bit. But I always feel great. I think we did it. Every time my cut's getting better, and better. I'm 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 not feel tired one moment at the fight. Nothing, not tired.
Amazing. Did you see, by the way, Gina Carano's tweets about you? And if so, what did you think of them?
I didn't check. I think she saw about that. She lost her bet. I think she's betting Julia Budd.
Oh,
She said she's never gonna bet again.
I
No, I
saw
know
she was
Gina.
giving you props. She was saying congratulations and whatnot.
Nice. I think about to say another thing. No,
What were you gonna
but
say?
I know she put like never gonna bet again. I'm never
Oh,
betting.
okay.
Yeah. But take it, Gina. I have a lot of respect for her, and very special work, Scott Coker when I fought her, You know, she's doing great. People love her MMA. She's a big example fighter, and then what she's doing now.
And finally, I'm just wondering because we just had this big debate about who the female fighter of the decade was. You, of course, Amanda, Ronda. Do you think you were the best female fighter of the past decade?
Yeah, I don't, for me, I'm a normal person. You know, I just like to do what I do. I let my fans think that. I'm never gonna say I'm the greatest. I never gonna say I like to be. I like to let my fans think about this. Then figure out who's the greatest fighter this decade.
All right, fair enough. I had a feeling that you would say something like that, but I was just curious where you stood on the debate. Congratulations! Like I said, it was vintage, and it was so cool to see you back in that same arena, kind of righting that wrong of a year and a couple of months ago against Amanda Nunes. Back at the forum, back doing your thing, and back on top. So congratulations, Cris. I really appreciate the time and enjoy the victory.
Okay, thank you, Ariel. Thank you, all my fans for support. Show up at the forum. And I say, remember, we're going to have the Pink Belt Fitness. Girls spend 2 days together. You want more information, go on my my Instagram. And then YouTube channel, going to be the last video about the last chapter, the episode for the fight, Wednesday. Make sure you guys check it out. I love you guys. Thanks for the support. And then I'm going to pray for the family, the Kobe, for God healing your hearts, and take care, you guys. Take care.